Part 1 of 3. I've never been one to believe in ghosts or the supernatural, but my recent experience has left me questioning my skepticism. It all started during a camping trip in the dense woods of Maine. The campsite was nestled deep within the forest, miles away from civilization. The perfect setting for a peaceful retreat. The first unnerving moment occurred on the second night. As I sat by the dwindling fire, I heard soft footsteps rustling the leaves behind me. Assuming it was a forest creature or perhaps my friend returning from the latrine, I paid it no mind. However, when I turned around there was nothing there. Not even when I strained my eyes in the darkness. Shaken but unwilling to let fear control me, I returned to the warmth of the fire. Yet, sleep evaded me that night. Every snap of a twig, every whisper of wind felt laden with intent. By morning, my nerves were frayed, and my mind sought solace in rationalization. Perhaps it was just an animal, I told myself, attempting to regain control over my mounting anxiety. On the third day, we decided to explore further into the woods. The forest seemed to stretch on endlessly, its towering trees standing like ancient sentinels guarding secrets only they knew. An eerie stillness hung in the air, as if the very atmosphere was holding its breath. Then, amidst the silence, a chilling cry echoed through the trees. It sounded almost human, but not quite. We hurried back to camp, our earlier sense of adventure replaced by unease. That night, I barely slept at all. Every rustle, every hoot sent chills down my spine. As dawn broke, I felt more exhausted than rested, my mind plagued by disturbing dreams that lingered just beyond recall. Despite these unnerving experiences, we decided to stay another night. After all, how much scarier could the woods be during daylight? Little did I know, the true terror had yet to reveal itself. Part 2 of 3 continues below. Day turned into evening, and we tried to keep our minds off the strange happenings with idle chatter and camp activities. Yet, an unsettling undercurrent persisted beneath our attempts at normalcy. As dusk settled, a feeling of oppressiveness descended upon us, as if the forest itself was closing in. The second unnerving moment came when I volunteered to gather firewood. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and an axe, I ventured into the dimly lit woods. Every snap of a twig underfoot felt amplified in the eerie quiet, my breaths shallow and quick. Suddenly my flashlight flickered, casting long, grotesque shadows that danced around me. I shook it, willing the light to stabilize, but it only grew dimmer before plunging me into near darkness. In that moment of blindness, I heard it, a low, guttural growl inches from my ear. I swung the axe wildly, feeling it connect with something solid. A pained howl filled the air, then silence. With trembling hands, I managed to restart my flashlight, revealing nothing but more trees. Had I truly encountered something? Or was my mind playing tricks on me? Back at the campfire, I downplayed the incident, attributing the growl to a startled animal. But inside, a cold knot of fear had taken residence in my stomach. My friend noticed my pallor and suggested we pack up and leave. Yet, despite our discomfort, we decided to stay one last night. After all, we reasoned, how much scarier could the woods be? Night fell, bringing with it a suffocating blanket of silence. Even the nocturnal creatures seemed to have abandoned the forest. We huddled around the fire, its warmth doing little to dispel the chill creeping up our spines. The third unnerving moment arrived subtly, cloaked in the guise of the mundane. As I reached for a log to stoke the fire, I noticed my hand shaking uncontrollably. A wave of dizziness washed over me, and for a terrifying moment, I couldn't remember where I was or why. My vision blurred, making the flickering flames dance like specters in the darkness. Was this another effect of the forest, or simply sleep deprivation? Despite these unnerving experiences, we resolved to leave at dawn. As I lay in my tent, every creak of the trees sounded like footsteps, every rustle like whispers. Despite my exhaustion, Sleep remained elusive. Instead, I spent the night staring into the oppressive darkness, waiting for the first signs of daylight. Little did I know, dawn would not bring the relief we craved. The true horror was far from over. Part 3 of 3 continues below. Part 3 of 3. As the first light of dawn seeped through the dense canopy, I emerged from my tent, weary and drained. The forest seemed different, as if it had shifted during the night, presenting a new face, or perhaps revealing its true nature. My friend, too, looked haggard and drawn. We exchanged few words as we packed our belongings, the once friendly chatter replaced by a heavy silence. Every rustle of leaves, every creaking branch felt laden with menace, feeding the dread that had taken root in the pit of my stomach. The final unnerving moment came as we were about to leave. As I turned around one last time to scan the campsite, I saw it. A figure standing at the edge of the clearing. It was tall and gaunt, its form barely discernible against the backdrop of trees. Yet, I could feel its gaze on me, cold and unyielding. I blinked, and it was gone. But the image remained seared into my mind, an indelible mark of the terror that had stalked us in those woods. We left without looking back, our departure marked by a collective sigh of relief. Days have passed since that ordeal, but the memory lingers, haunting me like a specter from the depths of the forest. I find myself questioning my sanity, wondering if it was all just a product of an overactive imagination or sleep deprivation. But then, there are those moments, fleeting yet vivid, when I swear I can still hear the growl, smell the damp earth, and feel the presence watching from the shadows. And so here I am, recounting my tale to you, seeking answers in the comforting realm of rationality. Yet, even as I strive to make sense of the unexplained, a part of me fears what I might uncover. For some things are better left unseen, unsolved, and shrouded in the enigma of the deep woods. My experience has changed me, making me question my disbelief in the supernatural. While I still cling to reason, there's a newfound wariness within me, a heightened sensitivity to the unseen forces that might be lurking in the shadows. And perhaps that's the true horror, the realization that we are not alone, and sometimes the unknown is best kept at arm's length. As I conclude my story, I am left with more questions than answers. Was it a ghostly presence, a forest creature, or merely the workings of an overactive imagination? The answer remains elusive, locked away in the silent depths of those haunting woods. And maybe that's for the best. After all, some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved, their true horror forever echoing in the whispers of the wind through the trees.